Hi there everyone and welcome to Tech Cravers. I don't know about you, but Wind Waker is not only one of my favorite Zelda games of all time, it's also one of my absolute favorite games across any system of all time. We have gotten an HD remake on the Wii U that's really awesome, but that version can't be played on any of all the Android handhelds out there. But in today's video, I'm gonna show you how to transform the Gamecube classic into the extremely beautiful HD remake we come to love on the Wii U, including all of the quality of life improvements that came with it, so we can play it on our Odin 2 or any other Android handheld as well. And this method works on any other Gamecube games as well, as long as there's been a community-made HD texture pack for it. But instead of speaking about it, let me show you how it's done. So without any further delay, let's jump into it. Alright, first thing first. For this to work, I'm gonna assume that you already are familiar how emulators and ROMs work and that you have your own dump of Wind Waker to use. And the first thing we're gonna do is to download the ISO patcher that will patch our copy of Wind Waker to enhance it in a number of ways, much like the QoL Improvements on the HD remake for Wii U that I mentioned earlier. So go to the first link in the video description and download the better Wind Waker ISO patcher zip archive. Now, as I mentioned in the intro, this tutorial is gonna focus on how to enhance The Legend of Zelda Wind Waker for Gamecube, but the same method applies to all other Gamecube games as well, and over at the Dolphin forums that I will link to in the video description, you can get custom texture packs for basically any other game as well. But the HD texture pack that we're gonna use with our copy of Wind Waker is from Hypatia, and that HD pack we're grabbing directly from her site, so click the link in the video description to download the HD texture pack for Wind Waker. Drag and drop the contents of the better Wind Waker zip archive and the Hypatia texture pack archive onto your desktop and place your copy of Wind Waker there as well. Now open the better Wind Waker folder and launch the betterwindwaker.exe app inside. And you will get to this cosmetics tab right away, and from here you can actually customize the appearance of Link into whatever color scheme that you want. Or maybe you want to play through the entire game in Link's casual outset island clothes, then you can change that here. But we're not interested in that in this tutorial. Instead, I'm going to do the other tab named Game Settings. And this is where we can patch the game with all those quality of life improvements that I told you about before. We can get the faster Swift Sail from Wind Waker HD, instant text boxes from NPCs, and maybe the best quality of life improvement of all time, to skip the 5-minute long intro video when starting a new save file. So first, click on Browse in the upper right corner and select your clean and unmodified Wind Waker ISO. Then you can select a name for the patched image or ISO. If you hover over the different settings, you can get an explanation of what the settings will do. And once you're happy with your selections, click on Apply Patch in the bottom right corner. This will just take a few seconds and a new ISO with your patched game file will show up in your output folder. I chose my desktop for that. And if you put the game back on your device and start playing it, you can actually see that our title has changed to this golden color. This was one of the settings I applied with the patch just to be able to show you that the actual game has changed now. And the thing is that this game is already 10 times better if you ask me, and you could just settle for this and start your adventure. But I want to show you how to add the HD texture pack as well, so basically every texture in this game goes from blurry to razor sharp. Now, Android has changed the way the storage is built and will no longer have direct access to our Dolphin installation folder. But thankfully there's a way around that. And the first thing we need to do is to create a backup of our Dolphin data. So open up Dolphin and click the settings cogwheel icon. Click on Config and scroll all the way down to User Data. Here you have 3 different options and you want to press Export User Data. This will create a zip archive of your Dolphin installation on a place that you can choose. So choose a place that you will remember over at your PC later. I will put mine in this emulation folder, and when your backup is created, plug in your device in your computer or mount your SD card in your computer if you chose to put your backup on that. And on your PC, locate the backup zip archive that you just created and drag the contents inside of it onto your desktop. Now open the folder containing your Dolphin installation and also open the Hypatia texture pack folder. Inside the Hypatia texture pack folder you should have a folder named GZL. And this folder you want to copy into your Dolphin installations folder, but not just anywhere. You need to go inside the load and then textures folder. Here you want to place the GZL folder and all of its content. It will take a couple of minutes, so come back when it's done. And once done, we need to create a new zip archive of our Dolphin folders so we can import it back on our Android device. So select every single folder like I do here and create a zip archive using an app of your choice. I'm using WinRAR, so I'm selecting WinRAR and add to archive, then I make sure to select zip file instead of the standard RAR. If you don't use WinRAR, you can select all files, then choose send to compressed file, which is Windows' own way of making zip archives. The most important part is that your finished zip file is named dolphin-emu.zip. And once you have a zip archive of your Dolphin installations folder, now containing the HD texture pack for Wind Waker, put it in a folder on your Android device that you will find later. I'm putting it in the same folder we used before, and I delete the compressed user data that we already had there from before. And this could take anything from 5 to 30 minutes depending on your hardware, so just let it finish and come back when the files has been transferred. And back on your Android device, it's time to import the folders back in place. Open Dolphin and click the cogwheel again. Click on Config and scroll down to User Data. This time click on Import User Data and select the zip archive you created back on your PC. And once prompted, if you're sure you want to import the user data, click on Yes and let it finish the import. And once the import has finished, there's just one more thing to do, and that is to activate the custom texture packs in the Dolphin settings. So click the cogwheel once again and then choose Graphics Settings. Scroll down and select Advanced. Here you want to make sure that you have enabled custom textures. I have also chosen to play with widescreen hacks enabled, and that's a setting you can activate in the Dolphin settings as well. But you can of course play it in native 4:3 aspect ratio as well, should you want that. And as you can see from this intro, instead of the usual Nintendo credits at the bottom, it also says Hypatia there now, indicating that our texture packs have been loaded correctly. And just like that, Wind Waker for Gamecube have been patched with all the quality of life improvements from the HD remake, and we have swapped out basically all textures from the original Gamecube version to Hypatia's custom made HD textures. Unfortunately, it's very hard to showcase just how extremely crisp and well made all of these textures are in a video like this. You're just gonna have to take my word for it. It's definitely worth half an hour of your time to set this all up using this tutorial. And speaking of that, thank you so much for sitting through this video. I really hope that it helped you out and that you enjoyed watching it. If it did, or if you did, please give the video a thumbs up and let me know in a comment down below which Gamecube game you plan to add new textures to. It doesn't have to be HD textures. If you check out the Dolphin forums, you'll find a bunch of different textures that can enhance your gaming experience. It's so amazing to think that thanks to the skill for modders, we got to relive our old favorites in HD for years to come. Anyway, once again, thanks a lot for watching this video. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel for more content like this in the future. Happy gaming, everyone!